Hey, yeah, this my common flow ain't common though. I'm a Commodore, these niggas more dominoes. Saturn return got me feeling like it's time to go, so I'm staring in the magic mirror like dominoes. Come along, you know this your favorite song, baby. Whip a Toyota in my mind, it's a new Mercedes. Sober lately, been trying to get it together. Pouring way more in myself, the rain could not stop this. Ain't rocking these crystals for optics, not a magic at play like Hogwarts. You know that we at war, so I'm loaded and mad focused like God wrote this. I add dosage of that dope shit, ain't no more hoping. Heart open, hurts the beat like surgery till they heard of me. The urgency of leaving this planet didn't occur to me. The 17 dark dreams and odd things happened in reality. That was not me. Fuck that. Toe tags and dirty rags to riches, man. Stitches with the pay made me strong. So when the vision came along, wasn't nothing to write me a new song. Transmuted into righting my wrongs, and now we gone. The worst thing you could ever ask is how long. When the time come along, you'll know it. Real gem from a poet, myself who I owe it to. Even when shit uncomfortable, remember to change the view. Dave.
Another lecture, ain't no pressure for these peons. By the time they catch up, homie, we gone. Fly out the sky, get you high like the weed strong. Beast to the grave, damn day, we be on. 10 years plus, like car seats, I'm strapped in. Never gotta worry what'd happen if I tapped in. Now I'm the captain, I steer the ship. Saturn return, let it burn, look more, not a spirit rich. I got a fever pitch, limping out of Boston. Women kind of view stunning Steve Austin. Virgo moon, temperament is placid, but walking through my 12 is like tripping off on acid. We got an army of light, you not scaring us. Light workers came here to fight, word to Aquarius. I do my shit in the sky, you know it, man. Slap a fool, call me Gemini, man.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this new moon. As you can see, we are a bit out the apex here, flying at a few miles altitude. This is what, 16:22 UT Universal Time, 28-degree new moon. The moon is in Gemini right now. I want you to see this proximity within 10 degrees of Uranus, with this new moon that is sextiling Neptune in the third decan of Pisces that hasn't been here since the Dred Scott decision in the 1800s. Welcome to the new moon in Taurus. Give yourself a round of applause for being alive. Can you believe it? It means a lot. I mean, it's always meant a lot. I just like to think it means a lot more now. To be alive now, that is a total bias, but we can pretend that's not a bias. So yes, welcome to the awakening of your instant manifestation ability. Is this transit centered around instant manifestation? Because I don't necessarily want you to feel like if you're not instantly manifesting, you're doing something wrong. That's not what it's about. This is just the mechanism that we will be referencing for, you know, what you can look forward to. But like, you know, it's not whether you manifest instantly or not, you're manifesting. You are producing. Okay. Taurus is the producer. I manifest. Okay. Manifestation is based on a line. It's not creation. Sagittarius is God tier. It's creation, materializing, second house Capricorn, things, you know, whether from a etheric realm or thin air. Manifestation is mainly just the alignment of an existence that already exists. So whatever you're manifesting already exists. This is why there's no action required. You just need to be it. The fact that you can think it in your mind, and this is important because the moon is in Gemini right now. The fact that you can think it in your mind and desire it means that at this moment, oh, thank you. Let me see. Thank you for mentioning that. I didn't realize the mic is on the webcam. All right. There we go. All right. Beautiful. Appreciate you, her higher self. I think I just changed that audio. So basically, now that you're starting to understand the mindset and the ideology around your worth, initially we had last month we had Sun in Taurus with the moon in Gemini. So this is the second time we're not having the full aspect, because by the time mathematically we step into that, sun's in Gemini. So it's not really the same, but you're still understanding with the moon in Gemini, your idea relative to the first time a month ago versus now where you're complete. Now your ideas are more aligned. Okay. So in a nutshell, we're not really going to do a ritual here. All you have to do is, what we're going to do is we're going to link all our energy and we're going to set an intention. We are awakening instant manifestation ability. We are activating 28-degree sun moon, okay, based on step astrology. So out to Crystal Techie, 2 is I feel, 8 is I decide. And so that's 10 numerology. 10, according to step astrology, is a Taurus number. So we had a new moon in Taurus at the Taurus number next to Uranus, yo ass, which guess what is also at a Taurus degree, 19. I love 1 and I act 9, 20, right? Which is not a Taurus degree, actually. 20 breaks down to 2, I feel. But no, 10, my bad. 1, 9, 10, which is I manifest. 10, I manifest. 28, I manifest. So you need to understand that right now you're activating one of your biggest manifestations. Like everything that you have been focusing on and planting those seeds for throughout Taurus season, by the time we get to the full moon in Sagittarius, you're already starting to see it by the time the moon's in Virgo. So this is going to happen fast, y'all, because we already put in the work the past 30 days. And the thing here is, it's this, just like everyone manifests. Manifestation is not an ability that some people have better than others. Everyone, in a sense, is a master manifester because you're manifesting right now. You're not manifesting. You're not doing magic. You're not doing spells. You right now are formulating programs in your brain that through repetition will let you know what you're manifesting. Most people are just unconscious of this, and then they call their circumstances fate. But this new moon is the foundation with which you can move forward relative to this manifestation mastery, 28 degrees of mastery, and the new cycle of everything you're worth and what you're ready to now think based on this foundation. So the new moon Taurus is spilling into Gemini because this is the edge foundation with which we will now develop programs, thoughts, magical spells. A magical spell is a program. They called it magic spells back then. We call them programming. That's it. Ideas. Whereas magic is seen in the Pisces, Sagittarius extent of abracadabra do, and then now like a bikini falls out, that's based off of the Gemini Virgo repetition. What you don't see is the work in the gym, reinforcing your thoughts. The reason why some people can just manifest instantly is because their thoughts are aligned, right? And it doesn't have to be instant. Something being instant doesn't mean the manifestation is worse or better, but the more aligned you are, the less resistance. The more resistance, the more inner work is needed. And the resistance isn't even bad because it's led to time lag is one of the best things that can happen because this is letting you know. And Sammy Ingram made a really good video on this, time lag, but this is letting you know, Gucci, what you need to align with, because the resistance will sometimes let you know that you don't really want what it is you want. So Taurus has worked through those kinks. Now that you know more what you value, and you're going to be integrating this over the next 6 months. Surrender to your own divinity. All right. So the thing here is with the proximity of Uranus, this new moon activation sextile to Neptune is grounding your awareness and understanding as we open the doorway into the metaphysical principles, properties, and mechanics of the intangible nature of your thoughts and your intent, and what and how they actually have anything to do with this illusory physical structure. Illusory because this is not solid. This is all energy. This is literally just compacted energy in cells, which is pretty much an illusion if we were to think it's solid, right? Imagine when I learned that. And now on top of the fact that it has been proven this universe is not locally real. So this is just projected, if anything. Okay. Reason why I want to say that is if we go back 2 months from now, last month, the sun was now semi-sextiling Neptune, and the month prior, it was conjunct Neptune. All right. So the conjunction to Neptune activated this. Okay. Wait a minute. Oops. All right. So basically, last month we had the semi-sextile here in Aries, second house to Neptune. Then we had the conjunction to Neptune. The conjunction to Neptune activated this, and we do this every year, right? Every year we re-up. You can see it as a re-up. So this was the farthest we've had this conjunction with Neptune at the third decan, which you can see is activating another cycle to develop more of your imagination, to imagine with more genius and intelligence. So the month after this, relative to this yearly cycle, and the way you want to see this is from 2012 to 2025 is this span. We will not have this cycle again after 2025. So every year that we come back on the cycle is another cycle of developing more of your imagination and supernatural abilities, divinity, all right, transcendent quality, astral realm activity. And Pisces and Neptune is collective. So it has less to do with you as an individual, unlike Aries, which is all you as an individual, and more to do with the interconnectivity and wholesome connection with everything else that induces these synchronicities. So now the Aries conjunction of Jupiter started off that cycle last month and manifested the actions with which we drive our imagination through our character. And now this is where, with the sextile, we are now opening the door on this fertile, promised ground land to actually practically manifest real, tangible evidence of the things you've been imagining. For example, this happens to me so much, I think it's normal. I had to stop myself and be like, Michael, it is not normal that you were listening to Hit Boy and the Alchemist slipping into the darkness, and Hit Boy is saying, time to give these niggas the royal flush, no Roto-Rooter. And as he's saying Roto-Rooter, I am driving up, and to my left is a Roto-Rooter truck. Hit Boy is saying, time to give him the royal flush, no Roto-Rooter, and there is a Roto-Rooter truck next to me. That is not a coincidence. The odds that I would have played this song so that at the right time I'm next to a Roto-Rooter truck, as he says Roto-Rooter is Neptune in Pisces and Taurus. I'm not the only one going through synchronicities like this. Many of you have experienced this the past 10 years. So an experience like this isn't necessarily new, but the ease of which, how much quicker this is happening to where now occurrences like this are normal to me, is the conclusion of the synchronization process. And the reason why I want to say this is because Thank You was talking about Childish Gambino, and a song of it started playing in the bar. So there are metaphysical, unseen principles and dynamics that led to you even saying that so that it played. Our conscious mind is only aware of just so little. So Neptune taps you into the subconscious process of all of that stuff, maybe even before you woke up, to lead to this, to be in that right place at the right time. What if you were able to actually understand the nature of these processes in a way with which you can manifest on command or actually begin to control it? By the time this open door comes to Virgo season in September and opposes Neptune, this will be the yearly completion of the wish you made in March. And so whereas Taurus is opening that foundation of a grounded attitude, basically the sextile is you instantly manifesting a supernatural experience right now. Over the next 24 hours, you are activating your superpowers. You are manifesting your supernatural abilities. Aries activated your superpowers. This is manifesting the quality of these powers so that we can develop the abilities in Gemini. All right. And so this grounded foundation is an initial open door. The sextile, the 60 degree angle, right, is the open door that starts to mold our idea about it, because now we're starting to see, oh, this is actually a thing. We're getting ready to integrate. By the time it's opposite in Virgo, we now have every detail of this tangible experience, tangible Earth experience, Virgo. And the opposition is making us aware that we're going to come back around and do it for 2024, 2025. But I have to be key here because 2024 is going to bring the sextile of Jupiter to Neptune, and it's going to be super real. Your ability to manifest and make money or value. This is why we're going to see huge changes in the market where a bunch of people who never really saw 5 or 6 figures, they're getting that instantly or over 6 months. And we're seeing other people fall off because they have to restructure the foundation with which they manifest their value. And this is very important. Uranus is innovative and revolutionary. Uranus is a bit of an asshole and a dick. So Uranus is not going to be like, hey, your foundation is off. You're not in a place that's going to allow you to manifest what you want. Uranus is just going to get you kicked out. Uranus is going to get you fired instant. You're having so much groundedness on your value that you are not attached to stuff outside of you. When Neville Goddard made the intention to really make more money, he instantly got fired. Most people will be like, wow, like, how am I going to make money now? Neville Goddard is a genius. And he realized, oh, obviously this job was getting in the way of my intention. Let me tell you how gangster that is. He does not serve 2 masters. You cannot serve 2 masters. Certain people serve the external, fake, illusory reality. He, of course, honored the divine intention that comes from the kingdom of God within, to where we align within and we persist through our material circumstances. So the reason why this is important is nothing about manifestation is a cheap fix. This is not some trick. It's a lifestyle. Nothing about this is a cheap fix where we're just trying to manifest our problems away. The key to manifestation is persistence. The reason why everyone is not some master magic manifester that gets everything they want is because it's easy to tell yourself that I'm rich and feel positive, but little to no one persists. No one talks about the persistence that is the process of putting yourself and staying in that state of alignment, which doesn't require any unnecessary work on yourself. It's when your 3D environment is telling you, no, you can't have what you want. You just keep persisting as if you already have it. And most people give up because they don't want to put in the work. See, I'm not saying that you have to work to get what you want, but I'm saying the simple act of just persisting is the only work you have to do. OGs like Linus have been doing this for years, and we adjust. We sometimes get knocked down, we get back up. All right. And please, the fact that you're here and successful wherever you're at, you've already been using this, like Linus has said. So this is really key, right? Because now at the quality of this new moon that we're at right now, this is supercharging with the proximity of Uranus and Neptune, the intention of everything it is you want to manifest. This is weird. As soon as I started this live, the weather switched up. Like, I'm uploading my magical moon message, and I want you to look at the weather 15 minutes ago when I did this. It was nice. Now the weather's all like windy. The sky got dark. Is it because we went live? I don't know. But anyway, other than that, what's really, really key here, and this is why I want to show you this open door, the Neptune sextile. I know you see the Mars opposition, but let's focus on the Neptune sextile. Because, yeah, that T-square is really important. But if you embrace this Neptune sextile, some of you can quit your job right now and never have to work a job again. Because the only work you'll be doing is maintaining what you have within. For example, right? In fact, let's do a ritual right now. How many of you want $2 million in your bank account? Okay. Because the ritual we're going to do over the next cycle is we're going to set an intention for everything that you want over the next 30 days. And your job, should you choose to accept, is to just think throughout Gemini season, think as if you already have it. And by the moon in Sagittarius in 2 weeks, hold myself to this, you will begin to see elements of this be real through Virgo season, where the seeds will break through the ground and then boom. So if you want $2 million in your bank account, when we do this ritual together, you can do this again, but we could just do a simple exercise right now. This is why manifestation is difficult for a lot of you. We're going to break it down right now. So I want you to close your eyes, or you can keep your eyes open. I want you to look at your bank account. Okay. And hold on. I'm going to even put homework. I'm going to put a link in the description box. Let me update it real quick. I'm going to promote another channel that I saw yesterday, Indigo Dietrich or Detry, but I'm going to assume it's Dietrich. She put out, I found her channel by chance yesterday. A month ago, she put out an ultimate guide for the law of assumption. All right. Your homework is to watch that. All right. Do you have to watch it? You don't have to watch it, right? But your Uranus and Taurus breakthrough, I always have I used to have Saturn homework and Uranus and Taurus hacks. Your Uranus and Taurus hack is to watch this video. It's the ultimate guide to the law of assumption. She basically goes over all the principles you need, makes it really simple. If you're already good at it, this will also be good to brush up anyway. And I highly recommend you watch it. This is going to do you good. It's like 40 minutes. So it goes by super fast though. If you refresh your page, I just uploaded it there. Trust me, do that homework and apply it through Gemini season. So basically, close your eyes or keep your eyes open. I want you to see your bank account. I don't care if it's negative. It does not matter how much money you have there. You have a subconscious bank. Did you know that? Especially as an infinity heir, your subconscious mind is a bank connected to the astral realm of imagination, where the majority of you is. So science has proven that like this physical part of you is not even close to 10% of you. And some of you are identifying with the smallest portion. You have metaphysical, extra dimensional facets of your being that are not physical. So you are making an account transfer. I want you to take this untaxable subconscious bank, and I want you to envision you have transferred $2 million from this bank to yours. I got two accounts. I have 1 million in one account, 1 million in the other, and that's 2 million total. All right. I want you to see it. And now, how do you feel seeing that your bank account right now in your mind's eye, you see in your mind's eye, you have $2 million in your bank account? I want you to see. How does that make you feel? You don't have to feel happy. For me, I feel neutral because I guess money. I'm an infinity here. 2 million is like measly. That's like a corporation to make that in like a week. So it's cool. One of my accounts has 2 million. And now that you've seen it and now that you accept, nice, my account has $2 million. There you go. There you go. And that is why most people suck at manifesting, because it's not hard. You've been brainwashed to think you need to have so much work towards doing this. You think that you need to do anything to make this 2 million. You don't need to do anything to make 2 million because you just deposited it in your bank account. So most people are going to now look at their account and be like, damn, my account's still negative. That's not how you do it. You are getting inundated with all these materialist, reductionist, traditional, idiomatic bullshit artists who tell you, no, that's delusional, which first of all, you better be delusional if you want this to work. You better be delusional if you want this to work. All right. You keep on listening to old advice from people who don't know what they're talking about and want to bring you back to this old story. It's easy for me to understand this because I was put in a rock and a hard place where I had no other choice but to have faith in this, and it happened instantly. Okay, I've spoken to a planet, Jupiter, light years away, and I got money in less than 3 hours. I didn't have to do shit. I didn't have to do repetitions. I didn't have to visualize. I didn't have affirmations. Is not a technique. It's just your thoughts. You have about like several thousand thoughts a day. So what thoughts are you thinking? Oh, I still don't have this money. Oh, where is this money coming from? Versus, bitch, I just deposited $2 million. We balling. Now listen, like you'll see in that video, manifestation happens in the 4D. It's purely mental. So you don't have to do this weird thing where you're going out to people and you're pretending you have $2 million. You can, in your mind, think as you have $2 million while you're paying your bills with whatever money you have in your bank account. Really still thinking like, yep, I'm balling. That's not that hard to do. It's only difficult to maintain because that our old conditioning comes back up and you've been lied to. I'm sorry. Listen, the fact that if you were to tell anybody, which is why is another reason you want to keep your manifestation secret. If you were to tell anybody, oh yeah, I just deposited $2 million from my subconscious mind into my bank, people are going to look at you crazy, as they should. People are going to look at you crazy, like you're delusional, and you should be more delusional. But it doesn't matter if you're delusional or not. It matters if you understand your mind is your magic wand. And yes, most people are uninitiated. I don't know what else to say. They hit you with this fake ethos. I've been studying this. This is how we do it traditionally. Fuck how people do it traditionally. Uranus is in Taurus. We're innovating the whole jug. And these techniques have been practiced from ancients long ago. Not so that you don't do anything in your life because you allow manifestation to do it for you. We're not talking about lifestyle issues. This is just the law of assumption. Everything that you assume and act as if and live as if has no choice but for your reality to conform, because everything you're experiencing is already in the past. So the only thing that's present is the now moment that you are creating in your mind. Creation Sagittarius is opposite Gemini, which starts with a thought. So put them thoughts to work. Don't let your thoughts be thoughting up and whoring and serving different masters. You have to focus your mind, okay? And this is where you're not being delusional at all. It's delusional to take this reality seriously and to really give into old traditional protocol, which is primitive at best. You have a subconscious bank. You can make anything you want. And here's the thing. Now that we've had this new moon and we're opening the door, the sextile at this final degrees of Pisces is actually the science of activating, conjunction with the sun and moon, your natural abilities. And the moon in Gemini is going to help you understand what that is, because you're going to experience it. And through Gemini, all your mission is to think as if, oh shit, I'm a millionaire now. I have $2 million in my account. Now, are you going to wonder how that money is going to be there? If you do, you didn't manifest that. You're serving two masters. That should be the last thing on your mind. And this is something I had to struggle with. Always checking my phone, always checking the 3D for results. But why would I check the 3D for results when it's real in here? It took me 30 years to accept that, because the critical mind part of me felt like that doesn't make sense. I have to do something. And I didn't realize I was getting in my own. The only thing I had to do was get out my own way. Now I'm listening to rappers say Roto-Rooter, and I'm next to Roto-Rooter because I'm always naturally aligned. Remember, you're perfect. Be, do, have. So the first step is to be. What do you have to be? You. What are you? Perfect. Any discrepancy or struggle you have in manifestation is based off of the false presupposition that you are not perfect. When you remember you're perfect and everything always works out for you, you don't care about when things happen because you're in that state of being. You're perfect. There's no right or wrong way to be perfect. That's it. And this is the best part. You don't even have to believe it. I don't care if you're thinking this, that I have $2 million and you don't believe. You don't have to believe you have $2 million. Make sure that every thought you're having is affirming, bitch, I'm a millionaire now. I just got that 2 million just like that. Okay. And you're not waiting. The worst thing you could ever ask is how long. When the time comes around, you'll know it. All you're doing is reinforcing these thoughts to align. What would you rather think? oh, I don't have this money. What do I have to do to get this money? Or just use your brain as the magical processing brain that it is so that your reality can conform to it. Trust me, I was the skeptical dude who was like, no, but that's not logical enough. This does not abide by logic. That was the lie you were taught as you were conditioned in grade and high school. Some of you already knew what's up because you're super magical, but how does that make you feel? See, Sadie's got the idea. Money loves you so much. Why would you even look for it? All right. So how excited are you now to know that, damn, I came up on $2 million. That account transfer was literally perfect. Now, am I attached to that? I'm not even attached to that. If 3 weeks from now, I don't see $2 million in my bank account, I'm not worried about when is it coming. I know I already deposited it. And this is the big breaking point for a lot of people, because you think that your persistence is a chore. You're not, if you're persisting to wait until it comes, that's not manifestation. You're just desiring money. Don't be that person desiring $2 million because now you're chasing money. It's already done. From the moment you did the transfer, it's there. Now you're just letting reality catch up to you. This facet of you exists at a higher, faster vibration than the slowed down version of 3D. So it's not that you have to wait. Reality just has to catch up to you. But if you change and waver your mind, reality that's catching up is like, oh, okay, he's thinking that he doesn't have it. Now we have to catch up to that. And then you're wavering versus just being in conviction. You're not waiting for it. You're moving forward. Now you still want to acknowledge. Now this is where not being in denial has you still acknowledge the 3D. So if you have a negative balance, right? Or if you are still budgeting, even though in your mind you have $2 million, it's okay for in 3D for you to still spend relative to what you have in 3D. You don't have to fake the funk in 3D. You could do your 3D shit, but make sure that even when you're looking in your account and your account says negative $500, you're like, damn, how did I come up on this money? Yo, I'm going to reach out to Roxy. That's a really good question. I'm definitely going to reach out to her. That'll definitely be lit. Thank you for the suggestion. Okay. But yeah, this is really important because personally, this is going to be the difference between you who knows you have it now and trust the process. Bet on yourself. Surrender to your power. Surrendering to your power is going to feel like you don't know what you're doing, but now you have the freedom to take your goddamn power back and you will see the miracle. Okay. So once again, if you actually go to my video, the new moon in Taurus ceremony video, the very first link is Law of Assumption Ultimate Guide. So if you don't see the link, refresh the page and that link will be there. All right. Great question, Julius. Thank you for mentioning that. The link to the video is the very first link. Just refresh the page. Every millionaire, billionaire doesn't spend recklessly. I love that. Shout out to King Leo. But yeah, if I'm betting on myself, I completely double down. And this is where you want to embrace the struggle. But there's no struggle. You got it like that right now. And you get to build your imagination. So the foundation and groundedness of Taurus sextiling Neptune turns the nature of imagination that's loosey-goosey, where you're imagining stuff, and Taurus is going to slow it down because now you're starting to see synchronicities that align more to give you a tangible sense of this. This is the open door into starting to manifest. Oh shit. Because you manifested it with the Aries and now you're producing the groundedness. We're going to take this initial groundedness and complete it into Virgo. And then by Capricorn, the 11th house sextile, we've now have the total picture. We do it again 2 more times. All right. It's just this year relative to every year we've done is going to be one of the most major. All right. And personally, the reason why 2023 is giving me goosebumps, the reason why this is really lit is, once again, we're going to do this ritual And the ritual is just basically, like, we use the $2 million as an example, but there's 298 people. So basically everything you imagine and wish for, you have 300 plus people whose intent are also going to wish for your wish to come true as you wish for their wish to come true. And all you have to do after this broadcast is to just think as if you have it. That's it. And every time the temptation, up until the 26th, when we have the sun, and we're going to run through the next 2 weeks. I got you. I'm going to guide you through how we're going to make this work. Okay. But basically everything that attempts to pretty much bring you back to the old story, you don't have to, you literally could just decide as if you could just, if you want to use techniques, you can, but the techniques don't manifest. You manifest. What are you constantly thinking? You don't even have to do affirmations. Your affirmations are your thoughts you're having right now. So all you have to do is just think as if, yeah, I got a beige. By the way, I just got a new horse, and it's a magical horse. Her name is Gertrude. Gertrude, say hi. Gertrude said, "Nay, motherfuckers." It speaks English. It's a magic. It comes from the magical land of unicorns. I think Pisces sponsors it. Yeah, do you see Gertrude? She's beautiful. She's a rainbow hair colored unicorn. And I mean, some people think I'm delusional because they can't see the unicorn, but it's right here. It's right here. Okay, the reality I exist in is from within. So as I see it, believing it is seeing it for me. Seeing it isn't believing it for me. Believing it is seeing it for me. And if you can't see it, you need to open up your third eye, get woke. Use your imagination. Use your imagination. In this satanic world, every principle was inverted. All right. Shout out to Embodiment Celestial on IG. He's been going hard, just breaking down all these concepts. If you follow this dude, I highly recommend that you definitely check him out. I'm going to actually also post the link to that there too. He made a very wonderful video exposing the transhumanism agenda, where of course a lot of principles here are inverted. The materialistic nature of the devil card to have you focus more on the material than the spirit that creates everything you experience. Okay. So I'm going to post that link as well, because that was a banger. And the reason why I want to share that link is because he makes a very important point about the inversion principle of Satanism. The highest form of Satanism is Luciferianism. So with that set in mind, all right, I just saved it. So if you refresh the page again, you'll see it. But the reason why that's very important, CC, if you look at the description box below, the links are there. If the link isn't there, just X out the video and then come back and you'll see the links are there. All right. The links are in the description box for people who can't see it. I'm just gonna have to show you because some of you may not be refreshing the page. So if you look at me right now, you can see this page right now. There's me, right? And then if you scroll down, look at this. You got the two links right here. So if you do not see these two links, that's because you have not refreshed the page. All right. But it's all good. It's there for you. All right. So with that being said, the reason why I wanted to just illustrate the importance of this is the inversion of how you are legitimately brainwashed is to nerf your supernatural manifestation ability so that you could be used as battery cells for higher evil beings. I want to make this sound as nonsensical as possible because the presupposition that you have to give into a modern, traditional, colloquial sense of human logic is a false presupposition. I have a fucking magical unicorn here. So what does that really matter? Okay, now will that have me be seen a certain way? I really hope so, because I'm not even trying to fit in to people in these last days. And this is where this starts to really test your value in yourself. How much of an external locus of control do you have that you're that bothered about what people say? I want you to comment an exclamation mark if, as you've been raising your value, you're starting to feel more psychic attack, more psychological manipulation of people who are using guilt tripping and shame to kind of beat you back down into being your less valuable self, almost as if you think you're too good now that you're confident. If you're feeling that sense of psychic attack, that's because you're leveling the fuck up. That's because these are weak ass bitches who don't have any leverage from you taking your power back. And so since there's nothing they can do but just convince you to tone it down, they're just giving you weird faces. Like, think about the psychological nature of a weird face. What am I doing when I look at you weird? I'm trying to subconsciously and psychologically get you to feel weird about what you're doing. So now you feel like at a subtle level, you have to gain my approval. That's all that is. Doesn't matter who does it. It is a psychological manipulative tactic that society reinforces, filled with weak little bitches. Then you have an internal locus of control where you look at that and you're like, why your face looks weird? Why do you look like that? Why do you look like that? Why? What's wrong with your face? Can you fix your face? And now the only thing that these people could do to indirectly change you doesn't work. That's why you're feeling this psychic attack, because you got it like that. That's it. That's it. You are that unstoppable. Just decide. That's it. That's it. That's why you can't even see these people as competition, because anyone who's secure in themselves would never engage in these insecure psychological manipulation tactics. It's a literal exorcism. It's a literal exorcism. Some of you are torturing other people just by being true to yourself and loving yourself. You don't have to fight anybody. You don't have to pick up weapons or pickets. You just have to stay true to who you are. That's it. Do you. That in and of itself is too much, because now they can't fit you into their narrative of what they think people around should be doing. Break free of that bullshit, or the matrix, as they say. So the reason why I want you to be excited is this new moon is the fertile ground with which you are going to experience a heightened quality of the abilities you've been building since 2010. Now that we're coming around with this new Jupiter cycle, I want you to just assume moving forward that your instant manifestation ability has awakened, and everything that you intend and put will behind is here. Not will happen, is here. Just like I have Gertrude, I summoned Gertrude from the magical land of unicorns. And Gertrude has, the mane over my shoulder right now. Thank you, Gertrude. You're so sexy, Gertrude. Thank you. Anything you want to say? No way. Stop. All right, Gertrude is saying, don't complicate things. Like, you don't have to feel like you did it wrong the first time. Gertrude is saying that the more you have fun, with this process of what you're doing, then the more you can align with your inner child, that puts this through. Do you have to say nay? Gertrude doesn't even like nay. Gertrude is trolling y'all, trying to act like it nays and shit. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm literally incorporating my 5 and 4D into the 3D. Does it have to be, do I have to be able to touch it in order for you to take it serious? For some people, yes. For me, no, because I'm incorporating my imagination into this message. And now, is it right for me to say Gertrude isn't really here because you don't see it? Gertrude exists in my imagination. That's realer than this. And it should be controversial to say, because of the way traditions have inverted your expectation in reverse. The purpose of this inversion is so at birth, your natural superpowers are nerfed. Because, how am I going to control and use people like batteries if I teach them as a kid that they can think anything they want into existence and that their thoughts are things? We might as well teach them bullshit and not really how to tax and other stuff so that they're easily controllable. That's not even a conspiracy. It's just normal. Like, Just put yourself in their shoes. What are they going to do? Normal for people who are corrupt with no integrity, to where it could be just a few people who know what they're doing. Few people in this sense, not being anyone who's flesh and blood. The reason why conspiracy theories don't really work like that is because you think it's a board meeting of real life people planning this. Ephesians 6:12, y'all, kinfolk, for our enemy is not flesh and blood. In that board meeting is unseen principalities and evil beings that do this. So if I can convince you that that's fairy tales, if I can show the presence of these evil beings in fantasy and science fiction narratives and convince you the devil doesn't really exist like that, that's foolish to think. Then you're not even going to be checking for them. This is the oldest trick in the book. Now, instead of addressing the enemy, you're fighting and criticizing other human beings that are just being used as puppets, possessed by these beings. These beings sought out their greed, their pride, and they were able to do that. You're pure. You've practiced the 7 virtues, not deadly sins. So dark forces stayed away from you. They just hate. Like pure forces mess with you. Your spirit team, because you can't be corrupted. And now Taurus season is teaching you can't be bought. All right. So the 3rd house to this max principle of Neptune over the next 2 weeks is going to activate your intellectual experience of harnessing magic, baby. This is what you've been waiting for. And as proof, we're going to do a ritual, and everything that we put in together in less than a week and a half, before the day's over, you're already going to see results for. As soon as the moon starts to hit with that 2nd house, we're already moving in that direction. You'll know how to feel. Hold me to this so that in 2 weeks, you could be like, peace dealer, it's not here yet. And then I'll be like, you just manifested that it's not here yet. Do you not know the power of your thoughts? You cannot, you can take an experimental approach to this, but you can't be attached to the results, because remember, time doesn't exist. So your 3D mind is saying, oh, it's been 10 minutes since this. But minutes and hours is a human-made term so that you can track it. It's all now. It's all now. So you need to align your focus on that. And you can't fake your subconscious out. Your subconscious knows you better than you. It's going to know if you're just saying that to tell yourself that, versus if you really think, hey, I'm up right now. Yeah, I got like 2 milli. Let's go. You want to go out? Cool. Do you have to go out? If you want to. You're not waiting for the $2 million before you live your life. You're already going to the clothes shop like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna get that. That's telling your subconscious, oh shit, I really got that money. Boom. It's creating it. All right. The conscious mind does not create. The subconscious mind creates. And through repetition, this is how you communicate to it. All right. So Gemini is the idea. Virgo is the integration of the magical spell through repetition. Sagittarius is the completion of it through visual quality. And then Pisces is the full experience of it. How are you going to use your money and paying it forward? Okay. So with that being said, that's why you have to reprogram yourself. With that being said, what are you reprogramming your mind with? Loving thoughts of what you want? Or are you still keeping that old narrative? Are you still talking and focusing on how things are going wrong, on how you don't like what it is you're doing? And I like being negative. I'm not going to lie. I've learned I like to focus on stuff just to nag about it, just to be negative about it. And I could put a positive spin on it, but I'm disciplining myself to really just focus on what I love and to just create. Once you operate like this, you're creating your world. Okay. So spend your time thinking about all this stuff you're giving yourself, and give it to yourself first. Once again, it's easy for me to talk about this because I have proved it. Like if I didn't practice this and do it, I would not really have the confidence to tell you you can do this. Everything that I'm telling you to do we have all done. But as far as the supernatural quality of this, like manifesting $1,000 in less than 24 hours, manifesting $40 in 2 minutes after I wrote down on paper that I'll get in 2 minutes. I'm not necessarily believing something that's impossible. I've done it. I'm just isolating the mechanic with which I can do it more efficiently, like anything. Just like it takes years to learn how to be an engineer, it may take your whole life to master magic. Don't let these people try and act like, oh, if you don't figure it out instantly, it's not real. Those are uninitiated idiots. You don't have to be a UI. The only UI we fuck with is Ultra Instinct. Okay? You can give yourselves all sorts of powers. Speak this into water and bathe it in. Thank you, Divine Jupiter, you're a genius. This is where, coming into Virgo, we start to understand how to think about this. This is what I'm going to talk about. When the moon's in Virgo and the sun's in Gemini, now you're starting to think how you can use your thoughts to infuse your intent in everything. Oh, I'm about to smoke this right now. Smoking this is going to give me $50 extra. You can literally be as delusional as you want with this. Like, okay, I get paid every time I do this. Now you're going to have fun. The more fun you have with it, the better. Shout out to heartfelt motherfucking vibrations. It is the resistance in a circuit board that allows the current to be converted to voltage. Embrace resistance. Embrace challenge. Embrace the opposing frequencies and mindsets that repeatedly try and tell you you can't manifest that. That's not possible. You want to see that. When in a video game, when you beat that, that means you're leveling up. So every time you see that, embrace it. Be like, nice, I can reinforce more that I have. It's going to strengthen it. All right. So I'm going to break down the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to do the ritual. Okay. In fact, you know what? We're going to do a pick a card reading too. We're going to do a pick a card reading too, baby. Yes. You're going to pick a pile, and you're going to see what gift especially you're moving forward with. What theme of the gift you're moving forward with too. Okay, we're going to do the pick a, we're going to do the pick a card reading after we set the intent so we can see the results of what you've been to manifest in 2 weeks. So let us go into the Peace Mobile. As you can see right now, we have this new moon, okay? 28 degrees, sextile 27, sextile Mars 28 is very important, okay? Because this is positioning you in the right direction to feel in Mars and Cancer so that you can direct the flow of your intention, the current that runs through your soul, through the resistance of your body. As you step more into your power, the dark forces that are intimidated will be projecting subliminally psychological intent to make you feel like you're lame, stupid, ashamed. This is because deep at their core, they're some lame ass motherfuckers, and their insecurity needs to have them feel better than others. And to also reinforce, it's raining, and to also reinforce their false presuppositions. Someone who is secure in themselves does not care if you believe different. They're secure. They will also look at you in your face and be like, bro, you're delusional. I don't believe in all of that. But hey, if that's what you think, that's what you think. I believe what I thank you. They're going to say the truth and move on. Someone that's trying to continue to change your behavior is desperately insecure, but people have egos and they mask that so that they can look like they're unbothered when nope, that's not what your energy's saying. It's not what your actions are saying. You can't act unbothered, but you're getting at me every day about this. Clearly, you're insecure about what I'm reflecting to you because I am the boss and you're a bitch. Okay, don't excuse my language. What I really want to say relative to this, a lot of the attitude and the rawness is this Aries that we get to direct a lot more focused, not as an excuse to just be mean, but to defend and protect your identity. That's the Chiron vulnerability that will enable you to express this. So I want to be clear here. This sextile is opening the door towards the supernatural Uranus conjunct Sun, Neptune sextile the Sun, activation, new moon of the Sun and Moon of your abilities. Gemini season, through the experience of what's manifesting, is going to answer the question of what your ability is relative to this upgrade. While Jupiter in Taurus is evolving everything you've set in place with the nodes to change the direction and shift the intensity of how passionately you move forward, creating this world on the fertile ground of the promised land. Mercury is direct sextile Saturn, and this is strengthening your beliefs in light of evidence to now further have control of your imagination and beliefs towards this. Okay, how would you feel if everything that you genuinely desired, because no one is God, there's only one true God, but everyone is a god, a goddess. Okay, so all of us are able to draw on the power of God to create. That's what we're here for, so that God can experience it through our consciousness, right? The one being. Cool. If everything you desired, you can literally create, how would you move and feel? And this is very important because a lot of you would be a lot happier and smoother, and you would feel less weight. Visualization is a really good method. It's a really great technique. We're going to talk about that. You will feel so much better versus now if you're like, that would be nice. If you're saying that would be nice, you're playing yourself. You still don't get it. You still don't get it. You have it right now. You have to decondition the programming. You used to get this as a baby. You didn't have to be explained this as a baby when you knew less. So that means when you knew less, you knew more. That's evidence of you being brainwashed. Don't worry, you're a badass for being one of the few people willing to overcome this brainwashing, myself included. You should always honor yourself for that. Okay. And if you fall off a bit, that's totally fine. But I'm hype. I've been waiting for this my whole life. I don't need to see evidence. I already seen synchronicities. That's easy. If you've seen synchronicities, get ready. If you've already had the synchronicities throughout Taurus season, Sagittarius, get ready. Because remember Sagittarius season, where if you go back to what I was saying about Sagittarius season was the process of completing synchronization relative to Jupiter and Pisces that was finishing the cycle since 2011. So your synchronization to visualize synchronicities was complete. Well, Gemini season is the completion of that. What is completion of synchronization going to look like? Cheese pizza. Hello? You guys are eating pizza right now? I'll be right over. It's on them. Ooh, and she's like, that's a very exaggerated example, but that's what it's going to look like. And this is stepping us into a new paradigm. So the reason why I want to say it, like, I love how it started raining heavy once we got on this. This is a synchronicity. So I really want you, okay, to personally put in, remember, these are spiritual gifts given from the Holy Spirit so that you can use it to witness, right? This is where we get out of this prosperity gospel. The reason why I'm saying everything you desire, may God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. When you align with God, this is how you enable that, right? But what I mean by that personally is the reason why you have these abilities activating with the proximity to the nodes is because you're meant to use those abilities for your mission. You're going to, through Gemini, be really clear on what that is and how, okay, I'm not having these abilities so I can live this prosperity filled, like I can have all the indulgences I want. That's inevitable. This is to focus on getting the tools you need to do your mission, to where there's no excuses that's getting in your way. You have everything you want and need. And what's very, very, very important about this personally is this very, 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 very important element of how uniquely you relative to everyone else get to express this. First of all, I'm so grateful I get to serve you once again and share this. Like personally, that's why I don't really do this for the money. The money is going to come regardless, but you know, I'm really grateful that we get to connect like this, because we're going to look back years from now saying like, wow, we really were fucking making waves and doing this. There's much need in this world. So personally, okay, so excited to be here. Make it worth it. So this activation right now is activating superpowers. Over the next 2 weeks, the seeds we planted, you're going to break through the ground, Moon in Virgo, by understanding the change in your behavior to integrate in this change of your thoughts, because now you're experiencing the activation of these abilities. Then the integration from Moon in Virgo to Moon in Sagittarius is going to take those seeds through the ground, and you are going to see the completion of these activated abilities. Then we're going to complete the transit with the moon on Pisces, and we'll return for the full moon, where now we're seeing and believing the experience of, okay, this is where I'm taking my ability to think about what I'm creating. And then we step into the new moon in Gemini to develop more psychic power and feeling behind the intent and the direction we take the development of these abilities into the Cancer, Leo, Virgo integration arc. Okay, Gemini season is the final part of the activation arc. So the season of 2023 has begun March 20th, and we finished 2/3 of the first arc. Gemini season is the last part of the activation where shit gets magical and you start to experience what we've just set in place. You should get very excited. So basically, we have this. You want to assume moving forward, you are going to begin to understand the true mechanics of your ability. Literally starting now with the moon in Gemini, okay, where we see the sun 28 degrees. And then by the time we get into the sun in Gemini, the moon is getting ready to go into Cancer. Now, what's very important about this is that segue with the trine and Pluto is going to blip, 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 blip. This is what's going to have you draw on the extreme awakening of your mental power and the cosmic energy and the universal knowledge to give situational context to the Gemini sun, and you will instantly know what you're experiencing. Up until this point, since the 1700s, Pluto, since 2008, going to Capricorn, did not allow you to perceive that because of the mind-body disconnect. You were still awakening power with Pluto and Cap. Well, now Pluto's going back into Cap. And this trine right here, which is the first trine. Listen, look at this. Look at this. Last year, we did not have this trine. This is the first time you are experiencing this. Yeah, we had the Mercury retrograde, which was huge. This year, we have the trine. Trust me when I say, and you want to get super excited because that's the gateway that's going to, oh shit, it's happening. Beautiful. And this is giving you awareness and true understanding of what you are activating. Once you understand what you are activating relative to the intentions we're going to do for this ritual, okay, I want you to see the next mathematical aspect. And that's why I'm really heavy on the math, because that's the science. 0 degrees, 0 degrees Cancer. So we're going from 28 degrees Taurus to that's Aries signature conjunction to Taurus signature. 0 degrees, 0 degrees. Once the 0 degrees Cancer begins to manifest the experience of 0 degrees Gemini, that's going to begin the process of manifesting the psychic understanding of the magic you are activating, the intuitive psychic understanding. How are you going to make sense of that? Through your feelings. Your emotions will be feeding you insight that will manifest quality to direct the nature of your thoughts. And this is where the trine that the moon will be making to Saturn is going to anchor and align the strengthening of your feelings to your beliefs. What's important about that? Well, let's go a day prior. a day prior, 2 days prior, the moon is squaring Saturn. The moon square to Saturn right now, right, is challenging once again. If we look a month ago, where we did this last month, the last time the moon was in Gemini, it squared Saturn. Now it's coming, but we see how it squared Saturn when the sun just entered Taurus, versus now it's coming again. So basically, when it had just, shout out to Nikki D, thank you so much for your testimonial. It was so beautiful. Does the hour of the day matter? God clue? Not really. I'm just referencing the hour so you know, but this is just a range. Really good question. Okay. So why this is very important is personally, okay, when we did this last month, you were just starting the transit. You did not build your field yet. The North Node eclipse didn't happen yet, where you built your fertile ground. So Gemini moon was just starting the Taurus transit, and you had to ask yourself, do I believe the thoughts that I'm thinking about me being limitless and omniscopic? Saturn has to challenge that. Saturn represents testing and standardization. People hate on Saturn because Neptune in Pisces believes in you. Neptune in Pisces is listening to your trash ass mixtape like, this is so good. Oh my God, I believe in you. Saturn is listening to it in Pisces like, my dude, this is trash. You need to at least work on this or just give up what you're doing. And we look at Saturn like it's an asshole. We need Neptune, but we need someone to believe in us, but we need Saturn. If we did not have Saturn, the car you were driving would break down because that car would not have gone through a series of tests. The car you drive, the device you own, I just upgraded my phone yesterday. The device you own, personally, S23, baby. The only reason why I got the S23 is because my moon is 23 degrees Cap, and I got a text saying, hey, we're offering you a free upgrade to S23. And I was like, oh shit. Anyway, it doesn't have to mean anything. I created that meaning. But personally, yes, Virgo is now the mercurial element of criticism that aligns with the Saturn testing. Nikki D, thank you so much for saying that. All right. So basically, Venus is the finished product, Taurus. Virgo now critiques that, tweaks it, and then standardized testing. Your device, your car has to go through different tests so that we can make sure it is proper to produce and sell. That's just standard. So that's what Saturn transits are like too. The square, the opposition, and the final square in mutable signs. Whereas before we were being tested on our strength, now we're being tested on our perception. This is the first test we had. Then we had the cycle. Now we're coming into the second test. So last month where we had that first test, you were challenging your thoughts on if you thought you're limitless because Saturn wanted to test it. Now we're at the end of the transit, okay? And now that this is happening again, whereas before where you were just starting to transit and you had to really just move on faith before you saw the evidence, now we're at the end of Taurus. You have completed the fertile ground. Now the test is going to come through and Saturn's going to be like, do you still think you're limitless? And Moon Gemini is going to be like, try me, ho. I've been limitless. God Clue said another test. The tests don't stop. You will constantly always be tested forever. And Virgo teaches you to stay sharp. Virgo is Kobe in the gym. Okay. Virgo is, it's not enough that I'm the best at what I do. It's not enough that I'm at the top of my game. I have to practice every day so I stay sharp, so that I stay ready, so that on the day that I get tested, I'm not dull. It won't matter if I was that dude 2 days ago. I have to stay sharp. So really good question. We're always, these tests move forward with all of that. And the reason why this is very important is this next test that's happening right now with the moon, this is happening right now, personally, okay, with this aspect right here, right here, right here, is fundamentally, as the sun enters Gemini, putting you in the position to actually understand the truth, okay, of the materialization of your imagination. The fourth house element of the moon in Gemini, if you notice, there's a 90-degree angle here. You are understanding the truth, moon in Gemini, of what? The Saturn Pisces materialization of your metaphysical essence. So Saturn wants to test you, like, hold on now, this is going to materialize. And so Saturn has to test if you are wavering or not. So through the moon in Gemini, as we're thinking as if you're going to get Saturn hating, and then not hating, testing, through challenging you, nothing wrong with being challenged. And then once the moon starts to square Neptune, this is where, depending on whether you passed or failed, if you failed the test, and you're like, oh, you know what? This doesn't even work for real. Never mind. I don't believe it. Saturn and Pisces, I don't believe it. The Neptune is going to be like, all right, I believe in you. And you're going to see more synchronicities of you not having good luck, of you this, and you're reinforcing it. Versus if you pass the Saturn test today, okay, once we get into the 20th, when it's squaring Neptune, you're going to see synchronicities that pertain to what you're intending. Now, the Neptunian element can do too much. This is where we don't want to get too delusional, where Neptune will feed you confirmation bias, and you want to make sure you still stay centered in truth. Okay, Neptune will be like, hey, do you want this extra too? And you don't want to get distracted. So that Neptune square is the process of changing your ideas relative to the metaphysical understanding of this new experience of your superpowers. For example, if you were to perform telekinesis for the first time, that would quintessentially change your understanding of how you express your personal talents. Because now you are understanding truly a metaphysical principle that you made happen. That's what this transit is. You are activating new moon, new supernatural abilities. And the first process of this is understanding mentally, oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God, it's happening. And if you're not in a place where you're waiting for it to happen and you're receptive, this moon in Gemini is going to be lit skis. So that when the sun goes into Gemini, and like we said before, we come into the moon in Cancer at this 6-degree point. Now the reinforcement of these thoughts through the Saturn test enable you to now feel in that right direction. This is where if you don't believe or believe, you're still going to be feeling in that right direction. This is big stuff, guys, because now once the moon starts to trine over Venus to Neptune, this is going to help you understand the sincere value of how much more to nurture these seeds that we've planted in the Taurus ground and prepare for them to come through the ground. That trine to Neptune is going to feel divine. And by the time the moon goes into Leo, the third house of Leo, what's your most recommended anime for right now? That's a really good question. If you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, I'd watch that. If you haven't seen Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen, I would watch that. But personally, that's a really good question. Yeah, Death Note is a personal favorite. I would say whatever you're guided to. I'm not necessarily sure what people have seen, but the reason why I like Hunter x Hunter is it breaks down energy dynamics in a very practical way that many of you will resonate with. It'll activate you. Jujutsu Kaisen is also a really good one about cursed energy that you could use. That one's it was more paranormal. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z, of course. If you want Dragon Ball for like basics. But yeah, other than that, personally, shout out to 400. We have 400 people, so this ritual is going to hit a lot harder, especially with the Pluto Aqua group dynamics awaken much quicker. So what's really important now, the reason why Leo is the third house of Gemini, this is now getting ready for the integration of Virgo. So normally Leo is the final part of activation for Gemini. Let's break the science down of that. Okay, Leo, as the third house, is sun breathing. Okay. It is saying it with your chest. Courage, right? So basically, new moon in Gemini or Gemini is the idea. Oh, wow. I just came up with an idea to talk about Dexter's Lab over FOP, or to talk or Mojo or M. Night Shyamalama Lama. I just came up with a new spell. So Gemini is, all right, I'm going to talk about M. Night Shyamalan Lama. Beautiful. Oh, that new scene. Ooh. I don't even be liking the anime more than the manga. Demon Slayer, different though. Shout out to people watching that new season. Shout out to Spacebug. So once again, Gemini is just the idea. M. Night Shyamalama Lama. I want to inspire you. That's the message I want to share. You just came up with the idea, right? That's Gemini. What's after Gemini? Thoughts, manifest feelings, Cancer. So, M. Night Shyamalama. I want you to be inspired, right? What's the difference between that and this? M. Night Shyamalama. I want you to be inspired. Which one did you feel more? The first or the second one? Roar, sun roar. All right, I'm gonna do both again. M. Night Shyamalama. I want you to be inspired. Versus M. Night Shyamalama. I want you to be inspired. Chances are you felt the second one a lot more, because now we're taking that initial thought and now we're manifesting emotion to that. Cancer is a cardinal sign of power. Putting emotion to that has added power to the words. This is where, for the law of assumption, feeling is the secret, but it's not necessary to feel what you want to manifest, because if you just repeat the thoughts, it's going to produce that feeling. However, when you feel, it's the equivalent of adding turbo boost to your intent. Cool. So the second one gave you goosebumps, right? Now, let's add Leo to the equation, right? M. Night Shyamalama. 1, Gemini. Cancer. M. Night Shyamalama. All right, and now Leo. M. Night Shyamalama. I want you to be inspired. You gonna be inspired. Do you see the difference? That one came from my heart. Nah, we turning up here. My bad. I'm so sorry if I fucked your ears up. Do you see the difference? Okay, M. Night Shyamalama. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Na. Whitney Houston should be the Leo example for you. She brings the Leo out. Okay, it's not like I'm every woman, right? So there's hold on. It's all in me. Na. All right, hold on. All right. Na. God damn I'm every woman. It's all in me. Okay. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Okay. I'm everyone. You see how I hit that hoe? You see how I hit that hoe? You know what I'm saying? See how I come through? Then we have Beyonce, Virgo. So Leo's the activation. And then we have Virgo, which tones it back. Now we take the excess and now we're perfect. I do it. Hold on, my bad. You're irreplaceable. You see how I hit those runs? You see how I hit every note perfectly? Just pretend I hit every note perfect. That's the difference between Leo. I don't have Virgo in my chart. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Okay, it is what it is. Shout out to the Queen Beyonce. But listen, and shout out to Queen Whitney. I had to show you the progression. So we go from the idea to the feeling of the idea to the saying it with our chest to the perfection where I can maintain that state, but it's not too excess. I want to make sure we're clear. If you get that, I just taught you a very important lesson of magic. Okay. So by the time the moon is in Leo, as you see here on Mars. So I love that you said do Libra. So basically, Virgo, we'll get to there. I'm so glad you said we're going to get to there. So basically, okay, we had the new moon in Taurus. The moon is in Gemini. You're understanding the thought process. The moon in Cancer will add emotion to it. And then by the time the moon is in Leo on Mars, square Jupiter, you are supercharged. Mars supercharges the boldness. You are understanding the courage needed, Moon Leo, in order to express these new ideas. That's the third house. That's the 60-degree open door to finish the activation of this new moon, so that now that you have set the idea, you know what to think, you now know what direction to feel putting emotion in, now you can flare it. And Mars being on here is going to make this spicy with Lilith. This is where you're going to actually put in passion into things. Yep, Libra and Sag is dancing, baby. We're going to get there. Hold on. So now this is the activation. I want you to look now by this point. By the time, especially with the King Kunks to Saturn, now you're reinforcing these beliefs into the behavior of how Leo social sign, you gain social context through performing to other people these ideas. Now, this is where the magic really starts. Okay. It really starts Gemini season, but this square right here is so key. This is the first 90-degree angle that I didn't even realize was going to be a square to Gemini. May 27th, mark it down. By May 27th, you are coming into detailed critical analysis of how your supernatural abilities are activating. And this begins the integration. Do you feel me? Do you feel me? This is where the process will go from a more mental one to you're seeing more results. This is the beginning before the harvest. This is where the seeds that planted on the ground start to grow through the ground. Okay. So now that we're at Virgo, I'm going to now progress from Virgo to Libra. We now showed you what Leo looks like. Let me show you. Thank you guys so much. Let me show you Virgo and Libra. I ain't never had nobody love me. All right. Cancer. I had nobody ever. Leo. Cause ain't nobody ever did do it like you. Oh, nah, I ain't never had nobody that. Now I'm saying the lyrics. This is exactly what the lyrics are. You know that's what you heard too. I ain't had nobody ever tell me what, right? And now that we've got the energy out there, okay, now Virgo brings the details, right? Now we got the energy, right? I nailed it, right? Gemini, I'm writing the lyrics. I ain't never have nobody tell me all the things. Cancer, I ain't never had nobody. All right, Leo. I ain't never had nobody tell me. All right, now Virgo is practice. Now that I've laid it down, I'm going to perform the song. So now I have to practice it and practice it and practice it until I got the performance right. Because Leo helped me get the energy right. That's the energy I want. Now look at Virgo. I ain't never had nobody show me all the things that show me in the special way I feel. When you hold me, we gon' always be together, baby. That's what you told me and I believe it. Cause I ain't never had nobody do me like you. Now I done been with a different kind of girl like I done see. Yes, there you go. Shout out to the legend Bow Wow. Don't act like that wasn't your favorite song when it came out. Okay. I did not look up the lyrics. Because it's important because once you spit it by Leo, you know it by heart. By Leo, you're not looking at lyrics. And this is where you could practice with Virgo socially. But I wasn't looking at the lyrics. I never had nobody show me all the things that show me in a special way I feel when you're home, you'll always be together, baby. Boom. Now I've perfected it. I got the lyrics right. You feel me? Okay. And so the very important thing about this is that this T square here is fundamentally shifting your perspective to break you through the utilization of actually experiencing the nature of your infinite quality, of your abilities. Mind you, you are understanding details about what Gemini you're thinking. So this 27th date is huge, especially with Jupiter on the nodes. This is going to be a very important sequence as we now go from integration to harvest and completion, where you will start to notice real details of what you've been intending. By this time, you've spent 4 or 5 days after this ritual we're going to do thinking as if. So as you're thinking as if, now you're starting to see, oh shit, the bridge of events are coming together. Okay. So Libra has mastered the lyrics, right? Sorry, Virgo has mastered the lyrics. So Virgo is practicing in the gym, practicing your choreography, practicing the performance. Boom. Now, 5th house of Libra looks a little bit like this. By the time we're going to have this 8-degree trine, the next phase of this is like this. Okay. Billy, are you ready? All right. Gertrude and I are going to show you. All right. Now we've practiced. I know the lyrics now, right? I ain't never had nobody show me all the things that you done show me in a special way I feel. When you're homie, we gon' always be together, baby. That's what you told me and I believe it. Cause I don't want to do it like you. Thank you. Thank you. Round of applause. Thank you. I know I sing so good. I'm about to listen to this song after we get out of here. Do you see how now we have perfected it? Virgo perfects it, and then Libra executes it. Virgo is in the gym, and then Libra is playing the game. They're performing in the game. Okay. The only difference between Libra and Sagittarius is Sagittarius just takes it wilder. Through Scorpio, that helps you understand how much more provocative you get your Miguel on. Boom. Now we have Sagittarius. I ain't never had nobody show me all the, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just get wilder. It's honestly, I feel like Libra's choreography with friends And then Sag is just doing it on a global stage. So like, I don't know why, in a really odd way, I feel like this is just like really good. I feel like this is the best analogy I might have had. No, that was trash Sag. I don't have Sag. I don't have fire. So like, I'm making excuses like a motherfucker. Oh shit. Sag ripping the shirt off. I can't do Sag without just like burning some shit. It is what it is. My limit is Virgo. My limit is Leo. I'm gonna be clear. Like, it is what it is. Pass Mike the water. Oh, all right. So, but Capricorn 8th house is signing the deal so that you can get raped through the contract. Or if you draw your boundaries and know your worth, boom. All right. So basically, okay, since Sag is the full moon, we'll do Sag the full moon video. I'll prepare, be ready to show you Sag and everything else. So Libra, okay, Libra, after you choreograph this, is fully expressing, giving you the social context of your idea you just came through, the way that you're thinking as if, and now how you with other people maintain that thought and fully perform that and express that. All right. We're not faking it till we make it here. We're living as if. Cool. Then we have the final part of the integration, the nodal axis with Scorpio. By the time this is at least 11 degrees, and let me actually give you the exact degree. Let me give you the exact degree. 11 right here. King Kunk's 11. This is integrative in the sense where you are now understanding the wisdom that will transform your behavior around your thoughts. Now that you're living as if, and the moon in Cancer helped you feel it, the moon in Scorpio is going to intensify that feeling you moved in so that you can transform your psychological understanding of the behavior around your thoughts. This is where right before the harvest, now the thoughts you are thinking as if start to actually transform realistically in your behavior. See how this is close to a 2-week process. This is the process of planting the seeds and nurturing the crops before harvest. It's work. Now, if you're a master, this work could be fun. It does not have to feel like a chore. All you have to do, the Gemini season portion of this, is just literally creating your reality with your thoughts. Now that we're in Gemini season 2023, I'm going to be giving a magic extent to Gemini. I'm not going to be talking about Gemini like, oh, you're going to be communicating and talking, because some people get too current eventsy. The reason why I don't use astrology to talk about mundane astrology and current events is this universe is not locally real. So I don't want to be the astrologer that's like, oh, this is going to happen out in the world. This world doesn't matter. I'm using astrology for you to know how to work on your inner world. So Gemini is a magic workshop. Virgo is magic mastery. Sagittarius is magic ascension. Pisces is magic transcendence. The next 30 days in Gemini is literally your opportunity relative to 365 days to install new programs that you're going to perfect in Virgo. It's literally that simple. And by the time we have the moon in Virgo, it's already clicking in gear. And that initial change of your behavior turns into a transformation of behavior in the Scorpio. This is deep wisdom, y'all. Nikki is right. You're not hearing this astrology anywhere else. I like to think the difference between me and some astrologers, because a few astrologers do what we do. But what I mean by that, and if you do this too, you'll resonate. From the beginning, people always used to ask me, what are my sources? What are my sources? I don't read books to get this information. I talk to Venus, right? These astrologers and these scientists are going to write books about their observation of these stars, which has its place. I'm not an astrologer like that. I'm more like a prophet. I'm more like, and I actually talk to these motherfuckers. I give you the info straight from Venus. I'm telling you what Mercury thinks. I am channeling Saturn. I'm telling you about the stars and planets. I'm not necessarily trying. and of course, experience being the best teacher. And that's what I will always, if I were to, when I teach my courses, and what I invite you to do is read the books. Get you know, the redefinition of Pluto, like Dwayne Rudar and Liz, you know, Green. I don't know if it's Liz Green, but like those are amazing authors. Like, please do not sleep on them. I'm not saying that you shouldn't read those books. I'm saying let those books be supplementary. The first primary research you should get is to directly engage with the planets, really talk to them. Because what happened with me was, when I would talk to Saturn, boom, someone with Saturn on their rising would instantly hit me up. It's almost as if Saturn was talking to me through that person. And this initiates you into a magical level of astrology that most astrologers don't break into, because they think this level is delusional. They take too much of an outdated empirical approach to astrology as a science, where I like to take a supernatural magic approach. And because we don't attach to the results, we're able to work with different variables, and what works is what works. Okay. So personally, right? Thank you, Dev. Personally, right? This definitely, and that's why y'all are the best part about what I do, because you guys provide so much confirmation, just giving you guys readings, which is the highlight of my career and day, just being able to do that. And yeah, so by the time you're transforming your behavior, this is literally creating the ground, right? Pisces, yeah. It's cool as Pisces sons, because Pisces is giving you the understanding from beyond this realm, and they tie everything together. Aquarius, I always say Aquarius and Pisces don't really have to believe in astrology, because y'all astrology is different, because like Aquarius is it, you know what I'm saying? And then Pisces is literally giving it from outside of it. So it's a little different. But by the time we're here and we're integrating this, one, the trine to Saturn is going to reinforce those beliefs as you're transforming your behavior. I got you. I'm going to start working on it this year for sure. I'm sorry. I've been promising. Once again, the opposition to Jupiter and Uranus is going to help you understand the wisdom of the extra dimensional manifestation of unique qualities of your body and grounded synchronicities, so that the Neptunian connection personally puts you in a position to realistically actually now break through the old habits and behavior. Now that you're thinking as if one who has $2 million, now you're starting to, whether you see evidence of it or not, live it, because it has to be real inside first before it's real. And the most important thing is, even if it happens in 3D, if it's not real inside, you're not going to keep it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be exactly what you think it is. And that's how the devil can tempt you. The whole notion with the devil card and the dark side of Capricorn is materialistic temptations, giving you the thing physically so you don't have to do the work within, right? Instead of channeling the energy within so that you can create, you're giving it away so that you can gain material things that don't last forever. The whole point of being a Christian is that in our alignment with Christ, we share the spiritual gifts that the Holy Spirit has activated within us, and we build treasures in heaven. All the stuff that I want, you cannot see, and it lasts forever. The fact that I have abilities that can influence reality and put this in my hands, right? Thank you, Nika, is worth more to me than 10 million or $10 billion. And that's so hard. That's why it's hard for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven, because it's easy for me to throw away $10 billion if I have to make the choice to live aligned with Christ or give up the money. I don't give a fuck about the money. This shit is stupid. It's a lot of people will call cap on that. I've turned down large amounts of money before, so it's not that hard because I've made magic. People who can't turn down money, they are not magicians. They have never had these experiences where they made magic, so they think that's all they have. Money literally means that doesn't mean you still can't have money. We can balance it, but like if you are so attached, then you have a price. Someone can buy you to change that. The most priceless thing you could ever maintain in this life is integrity. And if it was that easy to maintain, you wouldn't see so much corrupt governments, because a lot of money can change a lot of people. And when you're in a different position where your lifestyle upgrades, it's hard for a lot of people to actually give that up. I don't need that shit. I literally can give that shit away because I can make it again, because that's not what really matters. There's very few people who can do that. That's why God is calling you out from this world, because the true paradise is the world beyond this one. Yes, the afterlife exists. Hell is not real, but the afterlife exists. Okay. The whole notion of people burning eternally isn't real. Now, will people burn in hellfire? Yes. It's also misleading to be like, people make mistakes, so, you know what I'm saying, they have to learn those mistakes. Nope. At Judgment Day, evil souls will be judged and they will burn, but they won't burn forever. The fire is eternal. Their soul gets wiped out. It's literally kind of like Dragon Ball Z. If you think about Dragon Ball Z, King Yema grants people who've been pure to keep their bodies, but other people who didn't live exceptionally, they're not punished. They just return to pure soul form. Think about that concept. That is a Christian analogy and parallel to where those of you who are pure, you're going to be put in a realm where everything you imagine comes real. So if you're not pure, then that can spiral into really evil, dark shit. But you're pure. So you're going to get a new body. Your name is written in the book of life since you were born. And this enables you to be in a world where now you are investing in treasures in heaven. All right. These treasures are the virtues. You can give into the deadly sins of pride, greed, and choose your master on earth, the devil, that feeds you with this illusion of material things that you're not going to take with you when you die, and to make you believe you only live once. Or you can develop the qualities of spirit, the virtues that build treasures in heaven, the life beyond this, that build, you're using your vehicle to gain experiences. You're not here to know anything. You will never know shit. I'm sorry. The innate epistemology is not even what you think it is. You will never know anything. I'm sorry. You're not here to know. Only God knows. Only God is good. You're here to experience from one life to the next. And the culmination of your experiences teaches you the lesson needed to adjust and update your vibration so that you're in the next life with the proper, pure vibration. Not that there has to be a certain level of properness, but I mean, this is for you. So the treasures you build in heaven, right? The values that you develop, which you cannot see but last forever, is what you're really here for. You're going to be tempted. The way things are inverted is that you cannot serve two masters. So to go for these invisible treasures doesn't mean you have to forsake the visible ones. But when it comes time to choose, what am I going to invest more in? I don't care about that physical shit. I'm focused on what it is I can't see that lasts forever. Qualities and my own integrity. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, to where no one can ever tell me they bought me. That's going to last forever. I'm taking that with me versus getting some cheap toy, being able to buy cars and all this money that won't even be valuable like that if the economy crashes or not. Don't get fooled. All right. Now, I'm not taught. There's an inversion of this, right? Where some people take it extremely and it's like, you have to suffer. You have to suffer. You can't even enjoy the things of this world. You have to make yourself suffer so that you can only, thank you, God over money, God over gold. We're not saying no money. We're just putting God over it. You are in this world, not of it. So don't deny yourself of the beautiful things in this world that you're blessed to experience. You are still in this world. You don't want to be the super judgmental people who are like, oh, you're sinning. That's what they said to Jesus. They're like, why are you hanging around these drug dealers and these broken people? And Jesus was like, healthy people don't need a doctor, bitch. These people need help. It is what it is. I'm doing the work. Okay, it's not these people who are just that's the parable of the publican and the sinner who went into the church, and the publican was like, you know what, God, I just want to thank you for everything. I don't even know what I be doing bad. I'm not that sinner there with the tattoos who, probably so much worse than me. I pay my tithes, I help the sick. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty good, and I'm glad that I have the opportunity, right? Versus the sinner who is crying tears. God, I come to you. I know I can do better. I'm so sorry. Today I repent. And I'm not just saying that. Today I repent. Like, thank you so much for the opportunity. Crying bitter tears, really moved. God looks at that sinner like, that's my child. The publican who's acting all like, oh, I don't do that much sins. He does not like that dude. Read it. Read the Bible. Like, God, this is a parable analogy. Like, there's so many people like that. God is like, ew, 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 ew. You think you actually doing something. And when that person dies and goes to Jesus, Jesus is going to be like, I don't know you, but I was healing the sick in your name. I judged New Agers. I judged New Age tarot readers in your name. I was riding for you. I don't know you, nigga. Get the fuck out of my face. Boom. 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 Okay? Better get real with yourself. Call yourself out on your BS and keep moving forward. Repentance is not begging for forgiveness. It's acknowledging what you've done wrong and not doing it again. Your actions. Okay. And the way we process that is moving away from the old story. Stop telling yourself how things didn't work when you're the creator of your reality, so that your subconscious can focus on what it is you're creating. The kingdom of heaven is within. Let's get it. Okay, so we're going to do this ritual, Team God. We're going to do this ritual. And then after we do this ritual, we're going to say 3 times, the kingdom of heaven is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. Actually, you can say whatever you want. It is what it is. So basically, by the time the moon actually makes it opposite the sun in Sagittarius, because, there's some hitters, this is the completion and the beginning of harvesting. Thank you. You guys are fucking amazing. This is the beginning of harvesting that. Now, the reason why I curse when I say that, and Bonnie is, I think she's Pluto Virgo, right? So I don't think God would answer like that. Do you? The reason why I curse when I say Jesus is like, get the fuck out my face, is because the distinction that God is a goody two shoes that speaks properly is an invention. There's nothing Christian about that. It's an invention. Now, is being vulgar and cursing up a storm a good or bad thing? To the extent with which it damages your relationships, yes. But the reason why I go out of my way to challenge that notion is trust. The dude who's cursing up a storm and saying fuck this, fuck that, but actually is a Christian to people, is getting into heaven. And the person who doesn't curse, they've never cursed, they speak properly, but they cheat people, they abuse people, they're going to hell. That's why I make sure I challenge these notions. Cursing and swearing, it's a word, not a curse. It's about the intention. And it's about how honest with yourself you're being. So I'm glad you asked that question, because a lot of people get so caught up on philosophy. A lot of people get so caught up on mechanics. You're worshiping a philosophy. You're not worshiping God then, to the extent that you're being like, oh, you shouldn't say this. You shouldn't do this. That's what the Pharisees did. Oh, why are you healing on the Sabbath? What the hell is this? Okay. And there is no hell in the sense of the invention. Hell is an invention of the Roman Catholic Church. It's not even in the Bible. If you were to translate the translations of hell and the word eternity, anything applying to God is eternal forever. But when you translate some of the words eternal, it doesn't mean forever. It means for a large period of time. Hell is a Roman Catholic invention So that when they introduced it, what did they do? You need to pay us so you don't go to hell. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. It literally just serves as a way to fear you into control. Nothing about that is love. Nothing about that is the message of the gospel at all. Period. Now, if you want to take that message and make yourself believe, oh, you can do anything you want because I'm not going to hell, you're playing yourself. It's really up to you. The only one that judges you is God. I'm not going to judge you. So, like, it's up to you and G. But, like, don't necessarily let that invention of the Roman Catholic Church get in the way of the true path you are creating in your co-creation with God. Okay. Personally, I don't even like to say that hell is here, because you could say hell is a mind state. At the same time, I'm not going to deny that there are realms. Like the whole notion that hell is at the core of the earth and there's souls that are burning is also real too. I don't necessarily want to say that there isn't a place of the damned. Like the underworld, hell is based on the underworld mythology of Hades, right? And then Zoroastrianism. Even in the Bible, it never says that the devil rules hell. There's nowhere, the whole notion of the devil being the ruler of the hell is not biblical. There's nowhere in the Bible that says that the devil rules hell. That's a creation. That's an invention. The devil is going to get burned at the lake of fire. But the Bible are stories. The Bible is not a history book. The Bible is an analogy of stories, an allegory of astrology in your body. As above, so below. May your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And considering that this started off being read and orated to illiterate people, this is how the Roman Catholic institution tricked people to start believing that this is actually real. Oh, it's crazy. A lot of research has gone behind it. I'm not just pulling this out my ass. You can verify everything that I'm saying. But not a lot of people do the research because they would rather just give in to their cognitive dissonance and confirmation bias. We definitely need to discuss this more. And when I start my Bible study series, that's a lot of what I'm going to touch on. Okay. And yes, there are books missing, because one of the first Bible studies that I'm going to do is I'm going to open up John chapter 1, and we're going to discuss what is the word of God. The biggest lie you have ever been told is that the Bible is the word of God. The Bible is not the word of God. Let me prove it to you right now. I'm going to prove it to you right now. So the full moon right here is the completion. We're going to resume here. So listen, the Bible even says the Bible isn't the word of God. Okay. Because you have to remember, when Moses wrote the Pentateuch, the Bible, as you know it, did not exist. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know how the Bible came to be. You think that the Bible you read is what these people read. When John wrote the Church of Revelation, the Bible was not canonized. These were orally passed down. The Bible has never been the word of God. So if you don't believe me, let me prove it to you right now. John 1:1. What does it say? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Did it say in the beginning was the canonized book of the Bible? Nope. It said the Word. So was the canonized book of the Bible in the beginning? No. Then why are people telling you the Bible is the word of God? So that they can use their understanding of the book to manipulate you. It's as simple as that, whether they're conscious of it or not. Truth is the word of God. Anywhere that you hear truth, you are hearing Christ. Christ, logos, logic. Boom. I just solved it for you. The book of Michael coming soon. This is very, 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 very important, because it took me 30 years to recognize that my faith in Christ has nothing to do with the Bible. Jesus and only Christ is the word of God, not the Bible, only Christ. Why is this important? Some people worship the Bible more than they worship Christ. Some people Bible thump the Bible so much, which was a Roman Catholic invention in its canonization, even though you have, of course, Jewish mystics are like the Torah. That's why Jews swear on the Torah. They don't fuck with the New Testament. And I understand where they're coming from with that. The Jewish people feel like the New Testament, not Jewish Christians, Jewish people feel like the New Testament is headcanon. It's like you plagiarized our book. And I get that. Muslims have the Quran, cool. The Torah, the Quran, the Bible, none of that's the word of God. Only Christ. Only Christ. And wherever there is truth, Christ is there. That's why I'm saying you could read any book. So to say that you can only read the word of God, that's a Roman Catholic invention. Someone is brainwashed and conditioned telling you that. I used to be conditioned like that. And then that's how I started this astrology journey. For those of you who are watching me newly, okay, that's how I started my journey. I was taught this was of the devil. 2010, before I ever even thought about being an astrologer, I was in these streets witnessing the truth of Christ to people, trying to convince them that the Bible is inerrant. I was watching Ravi Zacharias. I was watching Christian apologists reading their books so I can learn I'm going to save people, listening to Christian music. And I'm so glad I went through that. I don't regret any of that. That was a part of my journey. All right. I feel like Saul that got turned around personally because I was like, I don't want to be a lukewarm Christian. I've been like my whole life. I want to really do this. So I wanted to know the Bible left and right. So I know that what I'm witnessing to people, like I was literally talking to people, really, I'm converting people to Jesus. Okay. And I'm still doing that. However, the way I was doing that was like Saul. And the scales fell from my eyes. And I realized in researching the Bible, wow, this is not an inerrant book. This is a book that before the Gutenberg printing press was written and rewritten and written and rewritten over and over. So much meaning is lost that an oral tradition now being read pre and post Gutenberg printing press has warped minds to believe that there's no historicity of Abraham. Like I used to believe Abraham was a real person. I was brainwashed to believe that. And I'm not blaming anybody. I take responsibility for that. I used to believe Moses was a real person. The book was not meant for it to be history. These are very important allegories. People be hating on the Bible. Anyone who hates on the Bible, I'm going to be like, you did not read that shit. You read that shit like your pastor telling you to read it. Read it like it's a manga. There's so much wisdom in the Bible. The Bible is one of the best allegories of astrology and your body, heaven and earth. I will give it that. It's a really raw book. But if you have been conditioned to read it like a history book and to add all this dogma on it, you're taking away the fun. Like I vouch for the Bible. The book is fire. The book is fire. The first 5 books is fire. Acts is fire. The gospel is fire. But when you read it receptively, right? The problem is when people tell you you only have to read the Bible, that's a deception because there's truth in everything. And let me actually prove that to you. Let me prove that to you. This is in the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him, all things were made. Without him, nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Do you know what that means? Everything that was created through the eternal word of God that spoke life in all things. That means everything has truth in it. That means what is corrupted is when you deviate from the truth that created you. That's a sin. You don't have to be told when you're sinning. You'll know you're faking it. Okay. And so relative to knowing that, this is why I can read any book and God can speak to me through it. Even if the information in that book is false, if there's a word that needs to be spoken to me through, we can't limit God to one book. Versus outside of that, You know what I'm saying? Everything that's true. So when you read stuff that's a lie, it's a lie. But everything that's true, that's Christ speaking to you. So to put a monopoly on the Bible is not Christian. That's demonic. It's lying. I am adamant on that. Christ is the only word of God. So with that being said, I am. If you guys want a really good channel to watch, Be Something Wonderful on YouTube is one of the best channels that I've had the opportunity. And I found out he's based in Vegas, so I'm going to see if I can reach out to him for an interview. Be Something Wonderful is one of the best channels. He is able to take Christian teachings and show you the law of assumption method of how to convert it. He makes sense of it. Your I am state is you being like Christ, who before Abraham, I am. It is you stepping. That is your role, to be like Christ. This is why Jesus said, we're going to do miracles greater than him. And Paul was healing the sick with his shadow. Okay. It's not meant to deify you. Some people take this to a worse level and be like, I'm God. I am God. No. We are vessels and instruments of the Most High so that we can get our ego away and be used to fulfill God's purpose on earth, your higher self's purpose on earth. There's no ego here. It's not flexing. It's not, look what I can do. I'm more spiritual than you. It's, how can I serve you? Because the inversion of this Luciferian world takes those who are weaker and lesser, and we're supposed to look up to people who have more to be like that. Nope. People who have more, people who are more powerful, we serve. We're supposed to serve. That's why Jesus was on his feet, washing people's feet with his hair. And they're like, you're the Son of God, get up. And it's like, bitch, I'm the Son of God. Let me wash your feet. That's why some of these people who know how to talk spiritual doesn't mean that they're spiritual, doesn't mean that they're awake. They want clout. They know exactly what to say so that they can get fame. Some people just want to be known. That's it. Some people just want the clout versus people really doing the work. Trust me, if I wanted clout, I would have had 500,000 subscribers a long time ago. You would have seen me doing all sorts of trendy shit just so I can build my channel. I kept on to my integrity. And whereas other people kind of shot through, I've just been chilling, quality over quantity. And I do not complain about any step of the way because this has been amazing. 400 plus people. Let's do the ritual. All we're going to do is set an intention. Okay, that's it. We're going to set an intention of what it is that from now until the full moon in Sag, you want to harvest. Okay. If you are just joining us right now, before we actually converted and transferred $2 million, all right, into our bank accounts. So most of us are millionaires. We're going to do this again, and I'm going to guide you through this. Here's the only catch. Because you're going to be stepping into this state together, this is going to attract more negativity from dark forces within people and outside of you that are pissed that you know your worth. You don't have to pay attention to that. Just don't respond to what you're not, and know that they're only doing that because you're the winner. If you weren't the winner, then they wouldn't feel the need to insecurely project. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing anyone can say to you. You're the creator. Yeah, they can preach to their choir. They can talk amongst their friends. Did they say it to you? No, they were not going to bring that dumb shit to you. You don't play that. We magicians over here, they have to talk about you behind their back because they're that lame. And they have to pretend that they're cool for doing that. These are some powerful people that afraid of you. They're more comfortable talking about you than to you. You're a badass motherfucker. All right. That being said, let us create. We're now connecting our energy. So now that we have close to 400 people, this is going to be supercharged. And by the time I end the broadcast, you will already see results to this. Okay. I want you to envision, eyes open or closed, that we are in our party room. This is a subspace dimension. Jasmine, thank you guys. Thank you, every single one of you, for being here. The fact that you are here with me right now means the world to me. We get to do this every month, and it is a huge honor. Okay. The doubt that you are gaining from other people, you're gaining from them because at their core, they're hurting. Hurt people hurt people. They hide and mask the stress that they feel and they project it on other people. That has nothing to do with you. You're blessed. You're not cursed. So move forward blessed and do not dim your light for anybody. So we're in this party room. I want you to see everyone else in the live chat, feel their energy. I see all of you in this party room, and we're rocking out. We're partying right now. We're enjoying everything we've accomplished. We're here getting ready to walk into Gemini season. So our 3D is here, but now our 5D selves are in this imagination land overlapped over this 3D. Okay. The 4D is your thoughts. Your 5D is the imagination. Manifestation happens in the 4D. You'll see that in the ultimate guide, right? Cool. So what do you see? What we're doing right now is we're using imagination to Neptune Pisces this jug. So right now, 409 plus people, we're all connecting together. It's the equivalent of holding hands, so that when we set this intention, we're now all using our imagination to connect everybody with me as a focal point. Taurus rising, Mercury Taurus. This new moon is on my Mercury. This new moon is on my Mercury. That's why, as a conduit, you're going to see instant results for this, because we're going to use my own body and energy as a expense. If anything, I got this. It's on me. All right. So you imagining, see, and if you can feel the shifting, all you water signs that feel the shifting, you're giving us insight that it's working. This is very important at a subtle level, because we're using a simple mechanic of imagination to connect all of our energy. And I hope that sounds pseudo, because it's that easy. Okay. Visualizing, imagining, let's get it. So with that being said, right, now that you envision everyone, I see Colby on the 1s and 2s. I see Pharaoh Neferton leading a whole dance circle right now. It's fucking lit. Nice to see y'all. This is your host, RhymeSkeem, aka the Peace Dealer. Welcome to our party again. You know what I'm saying? And as we're all here, I want you to now take this opportunity on this arc. Everyone looks so happy and beautiful. I want you to imagine, other people walking up to you, and now people are asking, wow, what have you accomplished? Like, you look so beautiful. What is it that you just manifested? And now you're thinking of everything that you have manifested. You're telling it. You're imagining yourself telling it to everyone right now. You're telling Forest Fairy Tarot right now all your manifestations and everything that you have right now that in 2 weeks you're going to see. It starts with the mind, and in 2 weeks, Sagittarius, you're going to see the harvest of what started as a seed in your mind. And you want to get excited, because this is literal magic we're doing right here. So take your time, and I want you to see it. Okay. Feel it. For those of you who want to do the $2 million ritual, who wasn't there, Gabby's manifesting a revolution. I want you to see in the subconscious bank of your mind, where you have unlimited money, because you're an infinitier. You're not a millionaire. You're an infinitier. You're not a billionaire or trillionaire. You're an infinitier. All right. Believe it to the point where people laugh at you, because it's like, you really think that's your net worth? Yes, bitch. Cool. That being said, I want you to envision and imagine that you're doing a bank transfer. See your bank accounts. All right. Or if you don't want a bank account, see a duffel bag of cash coming out from your subconscious and being deposited in your bank. Do you see it? Do you see how your account now has $2 million now? Congratulations. You have $2 million now. And if that's too much for you you don't have to believe it, but if that's too much for you to accept, welcome. you are coming into magic school. This is what's going to align with your ability to accept. You don't have to believe it. Manifestation does not work based on you believing it. You just have to now think as if you have it now. There's nothing you have to do. What do I have to do to get it? What do you have to do to get it? You just deposited $2 million in your bank account. You have it already. Now live as and think as if you have it already. That doesn't mean in your 3D you have to pretend you have it. If you have $500 in your bank account, live as if you would with 500, but in your mind, you better be thinking that's 2 million. And it's that simple, but also difficult to maintain. But it doesn't have to be difficult. You don't even have to believe it. Just put in that work, planting the seeds, integrating it. Okay. So continue to think everything. What have you manifested? There we go. Focus on it. Focus on it. Think it. What relationships are you in? How perfect is your life? Imagine it. See it. Right? Give that to yourself now. And as you're in this party, I'm telling Colby right now, dude, I just got $2 million extra dollars. I see you do too. I mastered my transformation ability. Like I'm speaking it as it's here right now because it is. I have it right now. The last stage is Earth. So I'm not waiting for it to happen physically before I know I have it now. That's the difference between a magic master and someone who gives their power away. It is what it is. Does that mean that I still can't put in work? I'm still going to do what I do, but I'm making magic too. All right, cool. Now, once you've done this and, you can take as much time with this as you want. You can watch this same video as much times as you want to do this ritual. You could do this ritual on your own. This magic space you're at is in the 5D. It exists out the 3D. So anytime you want to slip back into this party, it's here forever. You can go into this party anytime. We're going to be here partying. Okay. This is where we really are. Your 3D is not where you really are. Quantum mechanics scientists have earned a Nobel Peace Prize for proving that this 3D is not even locally real. It's not locally here. That's because we're really in the 5D right now. We're partying. That's why it feels so good. Cool. It's whatever we wanted to imagine, and just let go of that stubborn part of you that doesn't want to accept that. That has nothing to do with you. If anyone else wants to believe that, cool. We different though. We trigger insecurities in people who think they can control our behavior with their expectations. Stupid little bitches they are. So now that you have told other people this, here is the next step. Now, after you've told this, I want you to set the intention and think every 420 plus other people who set their intention in this party, I'm so glad their intentions have manifested. All right, we set the intention for everyone else's intention to manifest at the highest good of all. Right now, we all have it. Now I want you to imagine listening to other people say what they have in your own way, or just setting that decision. So now we've set our intent, and now we're reinforcing that intent by everyone else wishing for your intent. That's magic, baby. Simple shit. We don't have to complicate it. That's old conditioning, okay? That now just interweaved and locked this and supercharged our intent. Beautiful. And now, when you're ready, it feels good, doesn't it? Once you walk out this portal, okay, well, hold on. Now that I forgot we got the pick a card reading. Who ready? Who ready? We're going to do 4 piles. All right. Who ready? Let's get it. All right. Okay, no, we're going to do 5 piles. So with that being said, once you're ready and you've made that intention, you're going to continue to build your ideas over the next 2 weeks. So don't worry if you don't feel like you got all the intentions. Just have a base level, right? And once I count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to say 3 times, the kingdom of heaven is within me. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The kingdom of heaven is within me. The kingdom of heaven is within me. The kingdom of heaven is within me. The kingdom of heaven is within us all. Congratulations, you have been initiated. If you have just gone through this initiation, once this is over, you are going to be contacted by at least 3 different angels. Well, it doesn't have to be at least 3 different angels, but you are going to be contacted by angels to immediately support you through now that you have decided the kingdom of heaven is within you. Because the angels don't mess with people who waver. God spits out the lukewarm. Now that you have affirmed it's within you, angels is going to pop up. So you're going to see mass synchronicities. And when I say angels are going to pop up, you're going to see synchronicities. That's the angel. So I'm not just saying it's going to happen and then it doesn't happen. And you're like, well, I trust he was right. No. You are going to see direct evidence as soon as we're done as angels like, hey, I heard the kingdom of heaven is within you. What's up? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And this magical adventure in Road to Sagittarius Moon begins. Boom. This is beyond religion. This is beyond religion. Okay, let's get it, divine Jupiter. This is about the truth, not philosophy. Congratulations. So, here is your mission. Now that we've set this intent and we've connected with 400 plus other people to exponentially supercharge your intent and everyone else's, here is your mission, should you choose to accept. Once we exit this portal, all you have to do during this Gemini season coming, I just broke down the mechanism and science mathematically of what and how you're going to activate from Moon in Gemini to Moon in Virgo and then integrate from Moon in Virgo to Moon in Sag. By the time we get to Moon in Sag, the full moon, you can release the intent because you're going to harvest. So everything that you've intended, your mission, should you choose to accept, is to maintain this thought of what it is you have now and think as if you have it. Get your 4D on for the next 2 weeks. Think as if you already have it. I have video links down below. 3 video links. If you refresh the page, I have 3 video links down below that will assist you over the next 2 weeks. And now there's no excuses, guys. I've given you the science. You have this video. I've given you the tools in 3 videos. 1 is a channel, okay? And 2 are actual videos. The Law of Assumption Ultimate Guide. Make sure you watch that at least today or tomorrow. Is it necessary to watch? You don't have to watch, but like it will help you. It'll remind you. It'll help you maintain that thought. Beautiful. And that's it. If you are able to maintain what you are thinking right now for 2 weeks, you are going to see it within a week. Hold me to that. If you're ready, get excited because everything you wished for right now, you have right now. And how do you feel? Let's get it. Let's get it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. So when you are tempted to think the old story, when you are tempted to give in the old thoughts, be like, we're not doing that anymore. This is mission input. This is a new mission. We're thinking as if I got $2 million in my bank account. Shoot, I'm about to go on a cruise. I'm about to invite y'all with me. What's up? So now we're going to do the pick a card reading. So I'm going to pull 5 cards, and these 5 cards are going to pretty much give you an idea of what you subconsciously chose as the result and theme that you can move forward with to augment your thinking. Okay. So here's how we're going to do this. The card you pick is the card, but if you resonate strongly with the card you didn't pick, that's your real card. Okay. So you have the real card you chose, and then you have your true card. Your true card is the card you resonate with, and your real card is the card you picked. Some people, their real card is their true card. Other people, it could be different. Totally normal. All right. So with that being said, all right. This is a really good live, y'all. I really felt this one. This is awesome. This was awesome. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You're either aligned or less aligned. So the more fun you have, the better. So what's the underlying theme? All right. We have 5 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. My Cash App is $the Peace Dealer. My Venmo is at the Peace Dealer. My PayPal is at the Peace Dealer. If anyone wants to send me any donations or anything to get a coffee with or something, it is not necessary because I'm a millionaire. I got millions of dollars. But if any of you want to share anything cool, I would personally rather you share me a prayer or a magic spell. If there's no money you want to send, if you had the choice to send an intent of prayer or a positive spell, I'd rather you do that than send me any money. But I just wanted to open that up. Anyway, the underlying theme is the lovers. Hey, this is Gemini. This is being with your soulmate. Venus is in Cancer, which is the Two of Cups. So the lovers card is uniting your mind and heart. This is talking about as an underlying theme, alignment. Okay. So there's a promise over the next 2 weeks of alignment for you, where you're going to, for some of you, be connecting with the soulmate during this period, that both of your powers and abilities complement each other really well. Others of you, that's so fucking awesome. Others of you, you're going to really fall more in love with what you do for a living, or regain this passion, or open up what it is you love. So I think thank you, Nika. I think that's very amazing. By the way, Lamar Harmon, thank you so much once again for the 25. You're awesome. May 27th, 25th is the solar return. That's what's good. Shout out to the Geminis. Hey. So basically, that lovers card is really dope. You want to move forward in love with the reality you're creating. So imagine if your magical abilities and your intention is your lover. Approach it the way you would approach a lover. Okay, all y'all sending prayers and spells, you guys are the fucking goats. Thank you. I will take a prayer over money any day. Trust me, an intentful prayer that is a bless. I will take a blessing over money any day. Period. I'm talking about if someone gave me a sincere prayer, a very sincere blessing over giving me $1 million, I would not be mad if they gave me the blessing. Not a half-hearted blessing. Like, I pray that the peace dealer is good. I'm talking about if you put your heart in that shit, okay, I would not be mad if I had to get that over $1 billion or $1 million. It is what it is. And it's hard for people to really understand that. That sounds stupid to some people. I get it. But I know, man, I'm a magician. I'm the magician. So like, I really do magic. Y'all see me do magic. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, pile one. If you picked pile one, the result of this ritual we did for you. Thank you. A Leo tier prayer. You get your Whitney Houston. We have the star. Your dreams are coming true. Some of you, this lover is very well known. You're gonna have soulmate recognition, but regardless, this is the fruition of your dreams, as well as the development of your spiritual gifts. So if you picked pile one, okay, and to a degree, every single pile is going to resonate with you, right? But if you picked pile one, your spiritual gifts are awakening a lot. Hold on, someone asked for the handle. I'm going to edit the video under the links to put my PayPal and Cash App and all that stuff in there. All right, if you press refresh, my Cash App is $the Peace Dealer, but if you press refresh, you will see it. So yeah, if you picked pile number one, your dreams are coming true. There's restoration, rejuvenation. So basically, the outset that you want, Cosmic Rainbow, God bless you so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, like this honestly is worth more than anything money can buy. Personally, it being sincere, personally. People don't know the power that you have or other people possess, but I do. I respect the soul. So the star card is talking about some of you may become famous. Some of you want your outlook should be hope and inspiration. You want to believe that nothing is too far out of reach, but I get a really special feel with the star card. This just kicked everything off. So this is huge. If you pick pile number 1, this is huge. Once again, this whole theme of overnight success, I think, is coming with a lot of people, but this is definitely, you want to embody yourself as like a super mega star. Okay. If you pick pile 1, you're someone who you're activating spiritual gifts at a next level to inspire people. People are going to look at you and be so inspired at how you bring so much hope to their life. Okay. The Fiery Soldier, thank you very much. So yeah, that's pile number 1. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. All right, pile number 2. We got the moon. Pile 2, we got the mystics. So if you pick pile 2, whereas pile 1 is going to be awakening spiritual gifts, pile 2, you're coming into psychic abilities and the tea being dished when it comes to all the secret mysteries around you. So all the secret symbolism and mysteries that go under people's noses, they're going to be clear as day to you. And your dreams are going to be revealing the truth to you. I'm not even talking about like your dreams that you hope for. That's star 1. The star is the dreams that you hope to accomplish. Pile 2 are your actual dreams talking to you through your subconscious. Like some of you are going to get all the tea in your dreams. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dreaming with Tess. You about to be on Tess's level when it comes to dreaming. You're going to have the universe whisper secrets through synchronicities, psychoanalysis of what people don't do and say. There's a deeper mystery to pile 2 that on the surface will be lost on so many other people, but you're going to instantly grasp it. You are developing occult wisdom and abilities that will completely supercharge the element of how you integrate this wisdom in order to create your reality. Okay. So illusions, delusions, right? Claim the piles you want, y'all. Claim these piles. All these gifts are for you. The visions and the interesting quality of the delusions and illusions you see, you're going to be able to look through them. All right. So this is where people are finessing others. Pile 1 is going to be so inspired, the light breaks it through. Pile 2 is going to see through the bullshit. But I want to once again say, if you pick pile 2, there are secret powers and hidden powers you're going to awaken that you might keep secret. The path of the moon is opposite the sun, which is open and inspiring. The moon keeps certain secrets that people are not ready to understand. Oh, see, Che, your intuition. All right. We got Supreme Kai Che in the building. That's what it do. All right. Supreme Kai Star Flyer. Let's get it. All right. See, bars. Now y'all spitting bars. This is amazing. So pile 3. Ooh, 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 ooh. We got the strongest demon slayer in the deck. The thing, let me give you some context. The sun card is the protagonist, but because of the actions of this Yorichi, He was the one who taught sun breathing to everybody. This is Big Daddy Zeus. He is the one who taught people the way to slay demons that ended up having the main character years later save the day. So if you picked pile 3, you're leveling up. You are leveling the fuck up. This is not a joke. Like pile 1, their dream is coming true. They're awakening spiritual gifts. You are expanding your luck and fortune. This is the equivalent of winning the Powerball. Pile 1 is not winning the lottery because pile 3, you have to take a risk, right? Hitting the jackpot means you have to take a risk. Pile 1 is like your dreams coming true. It's like you finally getting recognized. Pile 3, you won the jackpot. You have, in the next 2 weeks, definitively leveled up what it is you're working on. Thank you, Secret Balance. That is amazing. So, leveling up to new mystery schools. I love that. I love that. I love that. Whatever you picked pile 3 with is expanding the quality of the other pile you picked to the next level. And on top of this, it's enabling you to also exercise this very powerful evolution of every one of your skills and abilities and to give you a higher vantage point. So that's awesome. That's super awesome. All right. Pile 4. Hey, I like that. I like that. That's what's up. I like that. All right. Pile 4. Ooh, we got the world. All these piles are lit. I can't believe all these piles are so lit. No, Ruby, good question. You could pick 1, you could pick 2, you could pick 3, you could pick 4, you could pick 5, you could pick all of them. Some of them people are claiming all of them because you know what's up. All these piles are lit, so I do not blame you. Pile 4. If pile 3 won the lottery, pile 4, you're being called on to travel the world to teach everything that you're an expert in. This is the gradual culmination of everything you've mastered. This is fulfillment. This is success. This is the end of a long journey. This is the most powerful card other than the sun. Holler. I mean, Jupiter is bigger than Saturn, but still. Pile 3 and Pile 4 are like the two titans. And then if you're going by mythology, Saturn's the titan, but yeah. So if you pick Pile 4, you graduating, okay? You are not only graduating, you're being called on the world stage and you're stepping into the ultimate level of fulfillment. If you pick Pile 4, you are awakening God power or goddess power within you as well. Whereas Pile 3 is going to ascend you into the school of Godhood, Pile 4 is graduating that school of Godhood. Okay. So this is very, very, very important. This is very powerful. We didn't get the sun, but we did get the star, the world, the star, the moon, Wheel of Fortune, and the world. But that would be crazy if the last card is the sun. That would be amazing. All right. Finally, we got Pile 5. All right. I had to dance for this, so no wonder the Empress. Ooh, if you pick pile 5, you got mad swag. If you pick pile 5, your harvest is bountiful and plentiful. You don't run out of resources. This is Venus. She gonna have your swag looking right. This is unconditional love and just abundance in all its forms. People be sleeping on the Empress for some reason. This is just like wine that tastes so good and you can drink it forever. Maybe you don't even get drunk that much and have alcohol poisoning, but like it is amaze balls. All these piles hit. I love it. Pile 5 is the finesse. Okay. Pile 5 doesn't have to win the lottery. And even if their dreams don't come true, they are someone's dream come true. This is the Empress. Look at her. She bad. She beautiful. AF. Yep. This is the attraction pile too. I love it. So Venusian upgrades for sure. This bank account is looking pretty. Your clothes are looking pretty. But this is about the beauty within that shines out of you. Okay. Woman who picked this is you stepping into your Empress. Men who picked this is the Empress recognizing you and ready to love you with the lovers. Beautiful. So, what do you claim? All right. You can claim all the piles, but what card were you really resonant with? Which one really resonated with you? And other than that, thank you guys so much for facilitating this important ritual with me. Once again, moving forward, I want you to assume that your instant manifestation ability has fully awakened. And it doesn't matter if you see it in the 3D or not. Everything that you intend for, live as if it's already here or on the way. An analogy for people who are riding training wheels is just pretend you put in an Uber Eats order and God owns the company. If you use Uber Eats, the app, some drivers can lose your food and some of them can get your order wrong. God never gets your order wrong. Your delivery gets to you. So some of you have more faith in Uber Eats than God. Some of you have more faith in Instacart. Instacart's pretty good though. Some of you have more faith in Instacart and DoorDash than God. And DoorDash be getting your order wrong sometimes. God will never get your order wrong. Once you put the intent in and you see that synchronicity, it's here. The synchronicity means your order is on the way. It's being worked on. And now when you waver and you're like, I don't know, it's not going to work. God is like, oh, they canceled the order. They canceled the order. Stop it. So don't cancel your order. You don't wait for it too. You know with God it's going to come through. So you just set it and then you could keep focusing on it and thinking as if, or you can forget it. Whatever you decide works is what's going to work. That's why what works for some people is different from what works for others. Okay. And I love that. I can never make DoorDash deliveries. It's never available, but God is available everywhere. God is omnipresent. So as a God, use what God gave you. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this was definitely one for the books. And I think the next 2 weeks is going to be miraculous for all of us. You guys stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.